God-level duplication system. Chapter 1. God-level duplication system. Green Jade City. Lin family, martial arts practice field. At this moment, the people of Lin family were undergoing a monthly strength check. Among the crowd, a handsome young man was looking at Void in front of him with a startled expression. A month has passed. I didn't expect that I would finally obtain the divine level duplication system. In the Void, there was an attribute panel that only this handsome young man could see. Divine level duplication system. Host, Lin Zhuan Realm. Body refinement level 7. Talent, mid-grade cultivation talent. Martial skill, rolling rock fist. Top grade rank 1. Small completion, yellow sand palm. Mid-grade rank 1. Great completion. Energy points. 573 inches walk space. 7. Looking at the stats window, Lin Zhuan let out a long breath, his expression absent-minded. That's right, he was not a person of this world. In his previous life, he was just an ordinary orphan. He worked diligently for the sake of living a better life. However, when he woke up, he crossed over to Xiaonuan continent. This Xiaonuan continent was just like the online novels he had read in his previous life. All the rules were the same. The only difference was that in the Xiaonuan continent, everyone was born with talent. Everyone had the cultivation talent. That was why everyone wanted to fight. Similarly, the difference in talent would determine a martial artist's future achievements to a large extent. After transmigrating, Lin Zhuan quickly accepted the current situation and became the Lin Zhuan of this world. Lin Zhuan felt rather regretful that he did not receive special treatment. But fortunately, he wasn't a person without talent. He was a genius of Lin family, Tian. Although he couldn't compare to the 3 great geniuses of the Lin family, he was only below them. He wouldn't be bullied by others. Now, a month had passed. Lin Zhuan had gotten used to the life here. Today was the monthly strength checking day for the people of Lin family. He was ready to try out the feeling of fighting. However, he didn't expect that he would obtain a divine level duplication system at this time. This caused Lin Zhuan to have a bitter smile on his face. Even if he didn't have a divine level duplication system, he would still be able to live a good life. It was just that he would be an ordinary martial artist. Now that he had the divine level duplication system, his life would be even more wonderful. After sighing with emotion, Lin Zhuan came back to his senses and began to study the divine level duplication system. At this time, some information rushed into his mind, making Lin Zhuan's head hurt a little. Not long after, Lin Zhuan absorbed all the information, and his eyes sparkled with ecstasy. He didn't expect that the divine level duplication system was much stronger than he had imagined. Divine level duplication system. As the name implied, it had the effect of duplicating. However, it was far more effective than it seemed. He could use energy points consumption to duplicate treasures from other martial artists and even demonic beasts. These treasures included but were not limited to talent, martial arts, demon beasts' bodies, and so on. One had to know that in the Xiaonuan continent, talent and martial arts was the most important talent for a warrior. To a large extent, it determined the future of a warrior. And this divine level duplication system could replicate the various talents of other martial artists by consuming energy points. Then, he could increase his own talent. This system was truly formidable. Not to mention, the duplication talent is only one of its functions. It was no wonder that Lin Zhuan, who was usually calm, would be so ecstatic. However, it did not take long for Lin Zhuan to calm down. No matter how strong this system was, he still needed time. In the end, he could not be anxious. After that, Lin Zhuan continued to study the divine level duplication system. This system doesn't seem to have any intelligence. How should I obtain this energy points? Not long later, a doubt appeared in Lin Zhuan's mind. Lin Juan, what's wrong? At this moment, a light and pleasant voice came from beside him. A gentle girl was talking to him. The girl was dressed in green and looked very pure. Although she was only 15 or 16 years old, she was already so beautiful. People could imagine how beautiful she would be when she grew up. Xian, I'm fine. Lin Juan turned around and smiled at the girl beside him. This girl in green was his fiancée, Lin Xian. The two of them had been very close since they were young. They had long discussed that they would get married after they became adults. This was also one of the reasons why Lin Juan could adapt to this world so quickly. That's good, Lin Xian laughed lightly. Since Lin Juan could not figure out the secret of the system, he might as well not bother about it. He chatted and laughed with Lin Xian. Not long later, he made Lin Xian laugh softly. As someone who lived in the technological era in his previous life, he was still much stronger than the martial artists in this world in these areas. In the distance, in the crowd on the other side, a handsome young man with a bit of feminine beauty looked at the intimate Lin Juan and Lin Xian, his eyes filled with jealousy. Lin Lei, next, you will challenge Lin Juan and make him suffer some hardships. Make him spit out some blood and get injured. He doesn't take my words seriously, he coldly harumphed. Hi, don't worry. Leave this to me. A sturdy young man next to Lin Hai looked at Lin Juan in the distance and rubbed his fist. Very quickly, the two people on the arena determined who the victor was. Who else wants to participate in the challenge? On the stage, the judge looked around and said in a clear voice. I'll do it, Lin Lei shouted and walked onto the stage. Who do you want to challenge? The referee asked. Lin Juan. This time, Lin Lei's voice was even louder. He had attracted the attention of the entire martial arts practice field. The judge nodded his head, looked at Lin Juan and said in a clear voice. Lin Juan, step onto the arena. When the surrounding Lin family disciples saw this, a look of enlightenment appeared in their eyes, and they started discussing amongst themselves. Lin Lei is Lin Hai's follower, but he chose to challenge Lin Juan. This is going to be interesting, that's right. Lin Hai's grand elder's grandson. He is like Lin Juan's fiancé, Lin Xian, a long time ago. It's just that he was rejected by Lin Juan and Lin Xian. In the past, it was Lin Xian who protected Lin Juan. This time, she can't do this anymore. Let's see what will happen to Lin Juan. All the disciples looked at Lin Juan with gloating eyes. Lin Juan raised his brows when he heard this. He didn't think that Lin Hai would still refuse to give up on making things difficult for him. Lin Juan had stayed in the Lin family for more than a month. He had some understanding of the situation in the Lin family. Lin Xian, Lin Hai, and Lin Yun were the three great geniuses of the Lin family. Next were the outstanding people like Lin Juan. Lin Xian was one of the three great geniuses of the Lin family, and she was also the #1 beauty of the Lin family. Naturally, she attracted the attention of many disciples of the Lin family. Among them was Lin Hai. However, Lin Xian had always liked Lin Juan. Although Lin Hai had been planning to harm Lin Juan, due to Lin Xian's interference in her extraordinary background, Lin Hai failed. Chapter 2. Instant Kill. Lin Juan did not expect Lin Hai to do such a thing on the monthly strength checking. However, Lin Juan was not afraid of Lin Hai at all. Lin Juan had wanted to fight Lin Hai for a long time, but he had to cultivate his two great martial arts well. Lin Juan, be careful, Lin Xian said worriedly. They could choose their opponents at the monthly strength check. The only rule was that the strong could not fight against the weak. However, if they were at the same level, they could not be afraid of fighting. Lin Juan and Lin Lei were both body refinement level 7 warriors. Lin Juan had to accept the challenge, and Lin Xian had no other choice. Don't worry, I am confident, Lin Juan patted Lin Xian's hand and said with a faint smile. After that, He walks towards the arena. At this moment, the gazes of many people in the surroundings gathered over. In an instant, a cold voice echoed in Lin Juan's ears. Detected that toast has been noticed by many people. You have produced a large amount of mental energy fluctuations. Activate the energy points absorption mechanism. Congratulations to host for obtaining the attention of a body refinement 6th level warrior, Lin Yu, plus 24. Congratulations to host for obtaining plus 67 energy from Lin Yuan, a body refinement level 7 martial artist. Lin Juan was the only one who could hear the system notification. His expression froze, and then a smile appeared on his face. It turned out that this was how he got his energy points. This time, Lin Juan's system could also be used. Lin Juan had the ability to defeat Lin Lei. Immediately, Lin Juan felt his feet lighten up even more. He took a few steps forward and arrived at the arena. Lin Juan and Lin Lei stood opposite of each other. Lin Juan's eyes swept across Lin Lei. Name, Lin Lei. Cultivation, body refinement level 7. Talent, mid-grade cultivation talent. Substandard strength, martial skill, rolling rock fist. Top grade rank 1. Great completion. Treasure, none indeed. Lin Juan could see the attribute panel of the others. Lin Juan looked at Lin Lei's attribute panel with a smile on his face. Lin Juan thought, no wonder Lin Lei was so confident. It turned out that he had an extra substandard strength talent. Lin Juan couldn't underestimate Lin Lei's talent. Lin Lei's talent could double his strength when he was at the body refinement. Lin Lei was already strong enough to pull the gap between him and other level 1 warriors. However, Lin Juan paid more attention to the attribute panel of the referee. The referee's talent might not be high enough, but he had cultivated for a few decades, so the treasures he had on him were much more than Lin Lei's. Lin Juan's gaze swept across the referee. Name, Li He. Cultivation, enlightenment stage middle stage. Talent, low-grade cultivation talent, substandard strength talent, martial art, boulder-shattering fist, low-grade rank 2, peak, treasure, a bottle of key accumulation pill. Lin Juan looked at Li He's attribute panel with a smile on his face. Your luck is not bad. Lin Juan looked at his own attribute panel. At this time, his energy points number had already exceeded 1,000. Lin Juan's expression was solemn. The energy points needed to duplicate treasures of different grades were naturally different. A first-grade treasure or substandard talent only needed 200 energy points. A rank 2 treasure or low-grade talent required 300 energy points. A rank 3 treasure or mid-grade talent would require 1,000 energy points. Lin Juan currently didn't have many energy points in his hands. However, Lin Juan's energy points was enough to fight the referee and Lin Lei. With a thought from Lin Juan, his energy points decreased. At the same time, a cold prompt sounded. Consumed 200 energy points. Duplication successful. Obtained substandard strength talent. Consumed 500 energy points. Duplication successful. Obtained boulder shattering fist. Low grade rank 2. Peak. Very quickly, Lin Juan duplicated all the treasures on Li He and Lin Lei. Merge, Lin Juan said in his heart. Congratulations to host for obtaining the substandard talent. Congratulations to host for obtaining the peak low grade rank 2 martial skill, boulder shattering fist. In an instant, Lin Juan felt a warm current flowing through his body. This warm current quickly dissipated. Lin Juan only felt that his physical strength had increased by quite a bit. Lin Juan looked at his own attribute panel again. Divine level duplication system. Host, Lin Juan. Realm, body refinement level 7. Talent, mid-grade cultivation talent. Substandard strength talent. Martial arts, boulder shattering fist. Low grade rank 2. Peak, rolling rock fist. Top grade rank 1. Great completion, in yellow sand palm, mid-grade rank 1. Great completion. Energy points. 37. Walk space. 7. At this moment, the changes in the attribute panel were not small. Lin Juan was even more confident in the upcoming battle. All of this happened in just a few seconds. No one on the scene noticed anything unusual. The referee glanced at the two and announced, "The challenge begins. Lin Juan, how dare you ignore Hai's order?" Lin Lei sneered and clenched his fist. Lin Juan said calmly, "Don't talk nonsense." "Very good." Lin Lei's face turned cold. He rushed towards Lin Juan and threw out a punch. Rolling rock fist. The force of the punch exploded like a rolling stone. Everyone from the martial arts practice field looked over. They all knew that Lin Juan was much weaker than Lin Lei. But right after that, the smile on their faces froze. On the arena, Lin Juan's expression did not change. He threw out a punch. Rolling rock fist. The power of his fist was not any weaker than Lin Lei's. It was the same martial art again. Instantly, the two fists collided. An explosive sound was heard. The scene that followed shocked everyone. On the arena, after the two of them exchanged a punch, they immediately separated. Lin Juan only trembled slightly, but Lin Lei was sent flying backwards. He screamed and fell off the arena. Instantly, everyone's eyes widened. They were all stunned. This result had exceeded everyone's expectations. Not only did Lin Juan not lose, he even sent Lin Lei, who had always been strong, flying with a single punch. Such a huge gap was unbelievable. They couldn't come back to their senses for a long time. On the arena, Lin Juan's expression was indifferent. He had merged with two substandard abilities. Although his talent hadn't reached the low grade, his talent had far exceeded Lin Lei's. They were using the same fist technique. Therefore, he wasn't surprised by this result. However, this wasn't the main point. The main point was that this battle had allowed Lin Juan to find a way to obtain a large amount of energy points. Congratulations on obtaining Body Refinement Level 9 Warrior Lin Hei's Shock Plus 87. Congratulations on obtaining Enlightenment Stage Middle Stage Li Hei's Shock Energy Plus 172. Hearing the notification sound, Lin Juan revealed a smile. It seemed like his guess was right. Next, he would be able to obtain a large amount of energy points and increase his strength on a large scale. Chapter 3. Increase in Strength. Lin Juan has won this battle. Referee Li He announced the result. He looked at Lin Juan in surprise. Lin Juan's strength was still a bit weaker than Lin Lei's. He did not expect that Lin Juan could win and defeat his opponent so easily with one punch. After Li He finished speaking, a big commotion broke out on the scene. Everyone looked at Lin Juan in surprise. The field became noisy. Lin Juan actually won. He killed the enemy with one strike. Looks like Lin Juan has hidden quite a bit of his strength. Everyone was discussing and sighing. The fact that Lin Juan could send Lin Lei flying with a single punch proved his strength. Even if he wasn't as strong as Lin Hai, Lin Xian, and Lin Yun, he was still much stronger than the other geniuses. He could be considered the fourth genius of Lin family. Even the higher-ups of the Lin family who were watching the monthly test of the disciples from afar were paying attention to Lin Juan. Lin Juan had won this challenge, and Lin Xian was naturally delighted. On the other side, Lin Hai's face was gloomy. Useless people, Lin Hai cursed in his heart, feeling extremely depressed. He had failed this time, and Lin Juan had even revealed his true strength. It might be even harder for him to do something bad to Lin Juan next time. On the arena, Lin Juan looked at the attribute panel. After Li He announced the result, his energy points increased by a lot, and his smile became even wider. In such a short period of time, the energy points had already broken through the 3,000 marks. This was not bad. At this time, Li He's voice was heard. Lin Juan, you can leave now. It's time for the other disciples to participate in the competition. Lin Juan smiled faintly. Referee, can I challenge the others next? Li He's expression froze. He didn't expect Lin Juan to ask this question. Normally, after every challenge, different disciples would challenge each other. This was because after a fierce battle, the people who fought would consume some of their energy. If someone wanted to fight, they would have to wait for a while and recover before talking about it again. However, he never thought that Lin Juan would act against common sense. Yes, but Li He hesitated for a moment before replying. However, before he could finish, he was interrupted by Lin Juan. That's good. Next, I want to challenge someone. Lin Juan's expression was indifferent, and he did not seem to be impulsive. Lin Juan's actions were within the rules. Li He could not dissuade him and spoke. Who do you want to challenge? Lin Hai, Lin Juan said without hesitation. In this month, he and Lin Xian had been tortured by Lin Hai enough. Coincidentally, he had enough strength now. It was time for him to take revenge on Lin Hai. At the same time, he could also obtain a wave of energy points. When Li He heard this, his expression shook. He almost thought that he had heard wrongly. Among the three great geniuses of Lin family, Lin Yun had reached the peak of body refinement level 9. Lin Xian and Lin Hai had both reached the peak of body refinement level 8. They were the three strongest disciples of Lin family. Their status was unshakable. Normally, besides the three of them challenging each other, no one would dare to challenge them. Lin Juan had chosen to challenge Lin Hai from the very beginning. This caused Li He to feel disbelief. Li He looked at Lin Juan again. When he saw Lin Juan nod his head, only then did he confirm that he hadn't misheard him. Li He took a deep breath and suppressed the shock in his heart. Even if Lin Juan did not know his own limits, he was just an ordinary deacon. He did not have the qualifications to dissuade Lin Juan. He could only hope that Lin Juan could hold on for a period and Lin Juan would not suffer too serious injuries. After all, compared to Lin Hai, Lin Juan's attitude towards these martial artists was much better. After that, Li He announced loudly. Next match, Lin Juan challenges Lin Hai. Lin Hai, go to the arena. As his voice fell, the arena became silent. After that, the entire arena became noisy, and it was far louder than before. Did I hear that correctly? Lin Juan wants to challenge one of the three great geniuses. Lin Hai, it has been a long time since anyone dared to challenge the three great geniuses. Lin Juan is so arrogant, perhaps he has defeated Lin Lei. This has given him some confidence. He wants to take revenge on Lin Hai. Before this, they had a huge grudge. Even if that's the case, Lin Juan is a body refinement level 7. How could he possibly be a match for a peak body refinement level 8 Lin Hai? I think he will fall into a very bad situation. Everyone was discussing amongst themselves. They looked at Lin Juan who was standing on the arena. While they were shocked by Lin Juan's courage, there was a gloating and mocking expression on their faces. It could be said that almost no one thought highly of Lin Juan in this battle. Even Lin Xian looked anxious when she heard this. She wanted to seek help from her father. But when she saw Lin Juan's confident gaze, she stopped. This time, she chose to believe Lin Juan. On the other side, Lin Hai also laughed loudly when he heard this. He was just worrying about not finding a way to teach Lin Juan a lesson, but he didn't expect Lin Juan to take the initiative to come. Although he didn't know why Lin Juan had the courage to challenge him. However, he would not let go of such an opportunity. Immediately, Lin Hai stood up and walked towards the arena. The challenge this time involved one of the three great geniuses, Lin Hai. The higher-ups of Lin family were paying close attention to this matter. Soon, Lin Hai arrived at the arena. Lin Hai and Lin Juan looked at each other. Lin Juan's eyes swept across Lin Hai. Name, Lin Hai, cultivation, body refinement level 8. Talent, mid-grade cultivation talent, substandard strength talent, substandard speed talent, martial arts, wind palm, low-grade rank 2, small completion, rolling rock fist, top grade rank 1, great completion, treasure, none. Looking at Lin Hai's attribute panel, Lin Juan revealed a smile. Indeed, Lin Hai had a lot of treasures with him. Coincidentally, all of these belonged to him. Immediately, Lin Juan thought of something. Consumed 1,000 energy points. Duplicated successfully. Obtained mid-grade cultivation talent. Consumed 200 energy points. Duplicated successfully. Obtained substandard speed talent. In the blink of an eye, Lin Juan had completed the replication. After that, Lin Juan chose to fuse it. Ding. Congratulations to host for obtaining substandard speed talent. Ding. Congratulations to host for advancing to top grade cultivation talent. Ding. Congratulations to host for advancing to low grade. After a weak warm current flowed through his body, Lin Juan felt that the strength in his body had increased by several times. The changes in his attribute panel were not small either. It was no longer a problem for him to deal with Lin Hai. All of this happened in a single breath. No one noticed that Lin Juan's strength had increased by a lot. The judge, Li He, glanced at the two of them and sighed in his heart. After that, he announced, "The challenge begins. Lin Juan, you are very bold. You dare to challenge me? However, with your strength, it seems that it is not enough for you to take revenge on me." Lin Hai didn't seem to be in a hurry to attack. Instead, he spoke in a mocking tone. "You talk so much nonsense. Let me see how strong you really are." Lin Juan was also very sharp. Chapter 4. Failure to reverse the situation. Lin Juan didn't need to be polite to Lin Hai. When Lin Hai heard this, his face turned cold. Without saying anything else, he immediately rushed towards Lin Juan. Wind palm, he struck out with his palm, and it was a very powerful attack. In order to teach Lin Juan a lesson, Lin Hai had used all his strength in this strike. Even if Lin Juan was at body refinement level 8, he wouldn't be able to withstand his attack. This time, he would be able to seriously injure Lin Juan. Lin Hai sneered in his heart. Everyone in the square shifted their attention to them. Many disciples could feel the power of Lin Hai's palm, and their facial expression changed slightly. Most of them were unable to withstand this attack. It seemed like Lin Juan wouldn't be able to withstand such an attack either. All of them stared fixedly at the arena, wanting to see how Lin Juan would react. On the ring, Lin Juan could feel the whistling wind and the explosive force of the palm energy. His expression remained unchanged as he threw out a punch. Boulder-shattering fist, this punch was extremely ferocious as it rushed towards Lin Hai. The surrounding disciples couldn't help but exclaim when they saw Lin Juan choose to confront Lin Hai head-on instead of dodging. Lin Xian was extremely worried when she saw this scene. Many of the disciples revealed gloating smiles. They couldn't wait to see Lin Juan's miserable outcome. In the next moment, two palms collided on the arena. A crisp sound was heard. After the two of them struck, they both retreated. And the result was out of everyone's expectations. Lin Juan took 3 steps back and stopped to steady himself. Lin Hai, on the other hand, seemed to have suffered a heavy blow. He retreated dozens of meters before barely stopping. He kept trembling. Immediately after, a miserable cry attracted everyone's attention. Blood dripped from Lin Hai's palm. His entire right arm had been fractured. All the disciples in martial arts practice field were stunned by what they saw. Their eyes were wide open, and they couldn't believe what had just happened. It took a while for some of them to recover from their shock. Suddenly, many sighs could be heard. The people on the field began to discuss passionately. Is this for real? Lin Juan only used one strike to defeat Lin Hai. Lin Juan is so strong? Even Lin Hai couldn't withstand a single punch from him. It seems like Lin Juan has hidden his true strength very well. The disciples were extremely noisy, and their eyes were filled with shock as they looked at Lin Juan on the arena. None of them had thought that Lin Juan would win this match. Furthermore, Lin Juan had only used one punch to defeat Lin Hai. Such a scene was unbelievable to them. In the crowd, Lin Xian's expression froze for a moment before she became overjoyed. She had thought that Lin Juan would suffer a serious injury, but she never expected him to defeat Lin Hai, who was at body refinement level 8, with just a body refinement level 7 cultivation base. Such an outcome made her overjoyed. As for the other disciples of Grand Elder's faction and Lin Hai's subordinates, they all had awkward expressions on their faces. They couldn't believe what they had just witnessed. Lin Hai, one of the three great geniuses of Lin family, was defeated just like that. Furthermore, he was defeated by Lin Juan. On the high platform, all the higher-ups of the Lin family were shocked as well. The three geniuses of the Lin family had a very stable status. It had been a long time since they were challenged. Today, one of them, Lin Hai, was defeated by Lin Juan with a single strike. This had exceeded their expectations. Grand Elder of the Lin family and Lin Qiayu couldn't believe their eyes when they saw Lin Hai's miserable outcome on the arena. When he heard Lin Hai's miserable cry, he came back to his senses and said angrily, "How dare you? You are all disciples of the Lin family, but you attacked your opponent with such a heavy blow during the competition. I will teach you a lesson." After he finished speaking, he unleashed the aura of a key gathering stage, and was about to rush down from the platform. "All right, Grand Elder, this is the disdain between disciples of the same generation. It was inevitable for someone to be injured. As your elder, you should not interfere," a voice rang out. Although the voice was soft, it carried an invisible force. In an instant, Lin Kaim's aura was suppressed, and he couldn't help but sit back down. Many of the upper echelons of the Lin family heard the voice and looked over. They saw a slender and handsome middle-aged man in white sitting not far away from them. He was looking at them with a faint smile. When these upper echelons of the Lin family saw this middle-aged man in white, their hearts trembled. Their gazes turned into fear and reverence, not daring to look at him anymore. Even Lin Qiayu, who was going to teach Lin Juan a lesson, didn't dare to speak anymore. He leaned back in his seat, no longer having the impulse to do so. On the arena, Lin Juan still didn't know that his actions this time had offended Grand Elder, but someone stopped him. At this moment, Lin Juan looked at the attribute panel in void with a smile on his face. Lin Juan looked at the energy points that was growing at an even faster speed, and his smile became even happier. Indeed, he did not do anything wrong. In such a short period of time, the number of energy points had already exceeded 10,000. Furthermore, it was still rising at an extremely fast speed. Next, there would be an even faster increase. Lin Juan believed that once the strength checking this time ended, his energy points might be able to break through the 100,000 marks. Lin Juan secretly made plans in his heart. On the other side, Lin Hai felt a sharp pain coming from his right arm and kept screaming in a low voice. Then he looked at Lin Juan in disbelief. "How is this possible? How can you become so strong?" Lin Hai was not willing to believe that he had lost to Lin Juan, and was defeated by Lin Juan in one move. However, the pain from his right arm and the blood that kept dripping down made him must believe that he had lost. "You can go down now." At this time, Lin Juan's eyes swept over. His gaze was as sharp as an ice blade, which made Lin Hai dare not look at him directly. "Do you want me to invite you down?" Lin Juan coldly harumphed and wanted to attack again. Lin Hai's body couldn't help but tremble when he saw this. When he thought of Lin Juan's powerful punch, A trace of fear emerged in Lin Hai's heart. Lin Juan, you have won this time, but you won't be able to win next time. After Lin Hai said this, he awkwardly went down the arena, and then disappeared into the crowd. Lin Juan looked at Lin Hai's retreating figure and smiled. In this battle, he finally knew how powerful his talent was. Compared to Lin Hai, his cultivation base was lower than a level 1, but the martial arts they used were the same. However, he had merged with the 3 great substandards innate abilities, which allowed him to break through to the low grade. Then, under this innate ability, he defeated Lin Hai with 1 strike, and caused him to suffer a serious injury. It was as if he was only a body refinement level 8, while Lin Hai was only a body refinement level 7. This was the gap between them. This also made Lin Juan attach more importance to his talent in martial arts. After that, Lin Juan looked at the referee, Li He. At this moment, Li He was also stunned. Li He had thought that Lin Juan would lose this match. He only hoped that Lin Juan wouldn't suffer any serious injuries. After all, Lin Juan and Lin Hai had a difference of level 1 cultivation base. However, the result was the complete opposite. With just 1 strike, Lin Hai was defeated by Lin Juan. Chapter 5. The whole crowd was shocked. This change is completely out of everyone's expectations. Li He was also shocked. He had never been able to react in time. It wasn't until he felt Lin Juan's gaze that Li He came back to his senses. Immediately after, he announced loudly, Lin Juan will win this battle. As soon as he finished his words, an even bigger commotion broke out in the crowd once again. Everyone's eyes were fixed on Lin Juan. At the same time, they were filled with shock and mixed emotions. Lin Yun, Lin Hai, and Lin Shiran were the 3 great geniuses of Lin family. Their status had always been consolidated, and no one could threaten them. But today, Lin Juan had done it. With just 1 punch, Lin Hai was defeated. From now on, Lin Juan would replace him. Lin Juan would officially be ranked among the 3 great geniuses. How could they not feel emotional? Especially since Lin Juan was only a body refinement level 7. He had broken the Lin family's record of a few decades. It had shocked them even more. On the arena, Lin Juan looked at the void in front of him. The energy points within the attribute panel had increased by leaps and bounds, and his face was full of smiles. At this time, Li He's voice could be heard. Lin Juan, do you want to continue the challenge? Li He asked when he saw that Lin Juan had no intention of leaving the arena. However, he did not think that Lin Juan would continue to challenge others. However, Lin Juan's words had once again exceeded his expectations. I still want to challenge others, Lin Juan chuckled. Li He's expression froze. He could not react in time. Below the arena, when the disciples heard this, they were also stunned on the spot, and they looked at Lin Juan with even more disbelief. They weren't hallucinating, were they? Lin Juan wanted to continue challenging others? Lin Juan defeated Lin Hai with a single punch and became one of the 3 great geniuses. He still wanted to continue challenging others? At the thought of this, all the disciples were shocked. Their eyes were firmly fixed on Lin Juan, and they wanted to see what Lin Juan would say next. On the arena, Lin Juan said with a faint smile, my opponent this time is Lin Yun. Lin Juan's words were very calm, but his words instantly shocked everyone in the square. In an instant, the atmosphere in the square became even more lively. Lin Juan wants to challenge Lin Yun. Is Lin Juan crazy? I think he is too confident. He wants to challenge Lin Yun. Lin Yun is the #1 genius of Lin family. His cultivation base had reached a peak of body refinement level 9. His strength is far from what Lin Hai can compare with. If Lin Juan wants to challenge Lin Yun, he will fail. All the disciples were discussing this matter, and their eyes were filled with disbelief as they looked at Lin Juan. More and more people were mocking him. There were even some people who were cursing him in low voices. It was as if Lin Juan had done something bad. They completely ignored the fact that Lin Juan was now one of the three great geniuses. In the crowd, Lin Xian's initial joy disappeared without a trace when she heard this. Instead, she became worried. She knew Lin Yun's strength. He could even be compared to some weaker early enlightenment stage. His strength was far from what the other body refinement warriors could compare with. Lin Juan wanted to challenge Lin Yun. She couldn't help but feel worried. However, once the challenge started, no one could interrupt them. This was the rule. She could only pray that Lin Juan was fine. On the other side of the crowd, after Lin Hai heard this, his buddy paused for a moment, and then he became overjoyed. Lin Juan, you're courting death. I'm waiting to see your miserable end. Lin Hai murmured, and he couldn't suppress his joy. After he was defeated by Lin Juan, he was no longer one of the three great geniuses. He was looking for an opportunity to take revenge on him. However, he never thought that Lin Juan would take the initiative to seek death. He wanted to challenge Lin Yun? Wasn't this courting death? The last person who did this had been lying in bed for several months. When he thought that Lin Juan would be seriously injured, Lin Hai couldn't help but laugh. On the high platform, all the upper echelons of Lin family were startled. The patriarch, Lin Keixing, furrowed his brows upon seeing this. He had thought that a genius had appeared. He didn't expect Lin Juan to be so arrogant and conceited. After that, Lin Keixing shook his head. Lin Kaiyu, who was standing beside him, revealed a smile. Although he was intimidated, he couldn't attack Lin Juan to avenge his grandson, Lin Hai. However, seeing Lin Juan being taught a lesson by Lin Yun wasn't a bad thing. On the arena, when Li He heard this, he felt as if he had been struck by lightning, and he froze on the spot. He almost couldn't believe his ears. It took a long time for him to confirm this point. He looked at Lin Juan with a complicated expression. Lin Juan wanted to challenge the number one genius of Lin family, Lin Yun. He didn't know what to say. He could only announce it loudly, waiting for the future development. Next match, Lin Juan will challenge Lin Yun. Lin Yun, go to the arena. He finished his words. The crowd fell into silence. Almost everyone's eyes were focused on the tall figure below the eastern platform, Lin Yun. In the past, Lin Yun was very perfunctory when it came to the monthly strength check. But today, he was going to be challenged. Even if he only used one move to defeat his opponent in the arena, it was enough to interest everyone present. It had been a long time since they had seen this number one genius of Lin family fight someone else. Under everyone's gaze, Lin Yun slowly stood up and walked towards the ring. Lin Yun looked at the figure on the ring, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. In order to avoid annoying challenges, he never showed mercy to others. Since half a year ago, after he had seriously injured a so-called genius who challenged him, no one had come to challenge him. He didn't expect that there would be another person who wanted to challenge him today. Lin Juan was still at body refinement level 7. It seemed like he had to strike harder this time. If not, Lin Juan would think that he had some strength, so he did not know his own limitations. Not long after, Lin Yun also came to the arena and stood opposite of Lin Juan. Li He glanced at the two of them and announced, "The challenge begins." At this moment, everyone on the field had gathered their attention to watch the match. They weren't looking at Lin Juan, but how Lin Yun could kill Lin Juan in an instant. Lin Juan didn't care about this. Instead, he was very happy. Because with this, the number of energy points in his hand had once again increased by a large margin. In this battle, even if he was defeated, he wouldn't lose anything. After that, Lin Juan looked at Lin Yun. Name, Lin Yun. Cultivation, body refinement level 9. Talent, top grade cultivation talent, low-grade strength, low-grade speed talent, martial arts, collapsing slash, rank 2 mid-grade, small completion, jade shattering fist, low-grade rank 2, great completion. Treasure, none. Lin Juan looked at Lin Yun's attribute panel and his expression changed slightly. Lin Yun was indeed worthy of being called the #1 genius of Lin family. This attribute panel was much stronger and had more treasures than Lin Hai. Regarding this, Lin Juan would never let it go. Furthermore, he now had enough energy points.